Hello, I'm Tamago. Today I wanted to show you all my Genshin account that I've had since December of 2021. I started during Ito's first banner. It was mostly because my art moods were posting a lot of fan art of him and I thought I'd give Genshin a chance again. A little disclaimer is that I am a whale and I have spent $5,000 plus on the game. The most I spent was during my early days when I didn't understand constellations and how the pity system worked. I learned, of course, and became smarter. I do think that gacha games are somewhat dangerous, but I'm glad I was able to stop before it got too out of hand. Nowadays, I mainly spend on the Welkin Moon and the Battle Pass. Sometimes I do get the plus 10 levels because I really like the name card design. And another disclaimer is that I'm not a gaming expert, so my builds are probably not that good. And if there's any lag, I apologize. My Wi-Fi isn't that great with Nvidia. And with that, let's start the tour. Current stats as of February 2025, I am AR 60, I play on the North American server, and my royal level is 9. I currently have 1,086 achievements, and I currently have 71 characters, 28 5 stars, and 43 4 stars. I currently have 34 5-star weapons. A lot of them are R1 because I don't feel like I need to R5 any of them. Wolf's Gravestone, on the other hand, is the only one that is R3 because I wish for it in the first Chronicled Wish banner in 4.5, and then ended up losing 50/50s on weapons to the wolves later on. I think I did get Wolf's Gravestone twice in the Chronicled Wish, but I'm not sure, maybe that did happen. It's been too long. My exploration isn't that good, but I have 100% in Mondstadt, 100% in Liyue. Chenyu Vale is also 100%, although Mount Laishin is not. And Sangonomiya, the Chasm, and the Sea of Bygone Eras. Inazuma is another story, but I have it mostly 100% except for Watasumi Island and Tsurumi Island. And for Sumeru, a lot of the areas are 100% except for this part of the desert. And my Fontaine is mostly 100% except for these two regions, the Aranez Forest and the Morte region. As for Natlan, I am very disappointed in myself, but I have most of the first 4 areas covered, and then the new areas I don't have explored much of. I hope to get to it very soon. The number of archive entries I have unlocked are 2,728. I won't go into this because it will take me a long time, but if you would like to see all of what I've unlocked, let me know. This is my current Spiral Abyss. I have only done until floor 12, and this is only because I don't know why, I just get scared of floor 3. I have cleared floor 3 before, just letting you know, but I honestly don't really play the Spiral Abyss, and I don't think I did that much until last year, until my characters were built semi-properly. Here is my challenge summary. My first Spiral Abyss attempt was in 2023 of September, so I really didn't do Spiral Abyss until then, and I didn't get 36 stars ever. The closest was 35 stars in November of 2024. I only do this up to a certain point because I don't want to get stressed out. And it's the same with Imaginarium Theater. I think the highest I've gone is either 7 or maybe 8, but I don't really want to stress myself out in doing it. Let's look at my favorite 5-star characters and my top constellation characters. The first one is Kaedehara Kazuha. I really loved Kazuha in the story, so I really wanted to get him, and when his banner came in 2022, I had to C2 him. I got him to C6 after saving up for so long, and I did end up spending money. I think this was about a year later, but it was worth it because I won 50/50 for C4, and then I got a double for his C6. I felt like it was meant to be since I love his character so much. I have him triple crowned, of course, and I play him mainly as either a support or a DPS or sub DPS. Right now I'm still working on his build, but I have him in the mist splitter. The second character is Neuvillette. He is recently C6'd. There we go. He was C2 before, but I saved up a lot of wishes just to get him to C6. And I think I did spend some money here, but I did win a lot of the 50-50s for him. So I also think that this was meant to be. And I also have his signature weapon. And he is also triple crowned. Up next is Arlecchino. When she first came out, I did get her to C2. I didn't spend money on her. I did spend money on Neuvillette though, because I had to get him for constellations. Because of that, I was able to save a lot. And recently I got her to C4, and I hope to get her to C6 later in the future. Maybe I'll wish for her once every time she's on banner. But I really like her. She's one of my favorites. I use her a lot, and I love her playstyle and her lore, and I love her design. I also have her signature weapon, and also triple crowned. Up next is Kamisato Ayato. Okay, to be honest, I don't really use him much, but I do like his playstyle a lot. I just don't use freeze much these days, so he isn't really utilized. I am low-key building him, but it's hard because there's so many characters I want to build. I do have his signature weapon, and I have him at C4. For his talents, he is also triple crowned. Next is Yelan. I actually didn't wish for her until 2023 in August. And the reason why is because I felt like I didn't need her. I had xingqiu, and I wasn't really into freeze teams or really using hyper bloom or bloom teams. And I got her at C0 during 4.0. And I recently got her C2 about a year later in 4.8. And now it's been a game changer. After using her for a year, I really liked it, so that's why I went for constellations. I think I may go for C6, I'm just not sure, because there's so many characters that I want to get. I did get her bow during 4.8, but before that I was using Favonius, and that really helped. But since getting Aqua, I don't think I'll switch it back. And now we have Wriothesley! I just have to say that out of all the men that Hoyo has released, Wriothesley is one of the ones that I love the most. His design is so nice, and it's just really nice. And he has such a cool play style, and I really enjoyed his story quest and how much he loves tea. I have his signature weapon, and I have him at C1, and I do have him triple crowned. This is Shenhe. She is actually my second 5-star that I've received on this account. I recently got her C1 through the Chronicle Wish. I got her weapon on her second rerun. I do have her E crowned, but everything else is 6 and 9. I also have her skin, as you can see here, from the Lantern Rite quest last year. I'm not sure if I want to get more constellations for her. I think having her at C1 is okay, but because I don't really use her in the freeze team, I think I'm just going to keep her at C1. And my favorite 4 stars are the following. So right now, recently I got Lanyan, and I really like her playstyle, and her design is just really, really pretty, and I like how cohesive the colors are. Second is xingqiu. I didn't really use him as much at first, but he is really good in Spiral Abyss. So when I don't have Yelan available, I use him. Up next is Gaming. I am also working on him, but I do like his playstyle, and his little lion is so cute. The next 4-star character that I love is Kuki Shinobu. She's the best. I think if you're starting a new account or you don't have Kuki yet, you need to get Kuki. She's a great healer, and I love her design and how cool she is. And I think she's just really unique. Here are my current teams. So team 1 is my main, which consists of Wriothesley, Shenhe, Yelan, and Jean. They were my main team for a while, but I just don't use them anymore. I just like keeping them here. And plus wriothesley can be exchanged for either ayato or ayaka. So I like to keep this team here. Team 2, I named Pyro. Yes, I know, very creative. But it's zhongli, arlecchino, kazuha, and bennett. So I use this team a lot in the Bond of Life artifact domain, and also in the overworld, especially when arlecchino first came out. I used this team a lot, and it's really fun. My third team is called Soup with neuvillette, miko, baizhu, and kazuha. I'm not sure why I called it soup when it's probably like spicy leaf water or something like that, but I like calling them soup. This team is what made me like miko because I wished for her for C2 without knowing back in my foggy gacha days. I didn't use her for so long, but when I started this team, I loved her and I started actually building her. And it's the same with baizhu. I think he's a really good staple for this team, especially since I need a healer for Yai and Kazuha. And this is just a really fun team. Sometimes I actually just do Miko's E 3 times, Baiju's E, get his shield, and then Kazuha's swirl. And then sometimes the enemies are already gone before I even switch to neuvillette. So it's a really fun team. Team 4 is called Farm Dudes with zhongli, Kazuha, Ayaka, and Yelan. So I use this team to farm in the overworld. I go through all the regions after asking the miners where the mining spots are to farm for rocks and for the 1 to 2 star artifacts that are available in the overworld. I haven't used them in a while, but I keep them here just in case I want to farm for resources, since I want to get all my weapons to 90 out of 90. And my last team is untitled, but it consists of arlecchino, yelan, lanyan, and kuki shinobu. So this may not be the best team, but this is so I can use lanyan and get friendship points and test out new team comps. But I've mainly been using this team in the emblem domain because I want to improve my xingqiu and raiden. And I really like lanyan, so I want to see how she works with my characters. There are characters that I regret pulling, and it's mostly because I either don't use them anymore or I just don't enjoy them anymore. The first one, it is Arataki Ito. I got him at C1 by mistake. It came early when I was trying to build up pity for the next banner, but I did end up getting 2 copies of his weapon. I regret getting him because he is very niche. Like, he has to have an all Geo team, or he has to only be with Goro so he can boost his damage. I do have fun playing with him, but I just don't use him anymore. Next up is Cyno. I have him at C1, and I think that was also by mistake because I was trying to build up pity and I thought I lost my 50-50 to Kachina, but then he came after that, so I got a double 5-star and I got C1 because of him. I do have his weapon, and I think it will work on anyone, but I keep it on Cyno. And I do like his character design, the character himself and his lore, but I just don't use him anymore. After I got Friendship 10, I just stopped. The next one, I'm not sure if I regret this. He is one of my first 5 stars that I pulled for, and I got him at C2, but I feel bad for benching him and I haven't used him ever since. I do have his signature weapon. I think I got this from the weapon banner when I lost to something, I forget, but I have his signature weapon and I put it on him. The next character that I regret is Ganyu. This is when she was shared a banner with Zhongli in 2.4. I wasn't sure what happened, but I ended up with C2 Zhongli and C2 Ganyu. I think this was also during my foggy gacha days. This was like early days. I don't use her now, but she did help me a lot with freeze during my sangonomiya exploration, and also like during the time when I needed to use bows in exploration in Liga and Mondstadt. So Wanderer, I did wish for him and I pre-farmed so much for him and leveled him up. Like, he is triple crown. I did triple crown him in like the first few weeks of the patch. I don't have a signature weapon because I wasn't going to play that game,
So I have lost prayer where I lost 50-50 and I put that on him. But I just don't use him anymore. Now let's look at my remaining quests. So here are my remaining quests. I don't have any Archon quests that are due. Story quests, I have the Movika story quest left, and I know how long it is after watching streamers on Twitch play through it, so I may just finish this piece by piece, or I just have to find time to actually finish the whole thing in one sitting. Commission quests, these don't count because I don't do commissions anymore. I just condense my resin and get points that way. And I still have one world quest, which I'm not really rushing to finish, but I will get this done eventually. Let us take a look at my inventory. These are all my weapons. I have most of my 4 stars 80-80. It's just a matter of having enough mystic enhancement ores to get them up. And these are all just extras that I just keep here. I'm also planning on getting the 3-star and 2-star weapons up. I don't think I have all of them up yet, but I've locked them just in case. And I only have 133 mystic enhancement ores. It's been a struggle. My artifacts, I have 1,505 out of the limit of 2,100. A lot of these are not maxed yet because a lot of them are on characters that I don't really use or haven't really built. But this is my whole inventory. A lot of them are at 4 and a lot of them are at 0 because I'm farming. And I also just don't have enough supplies to level the artifacts up. I don't really need to farm anymore for things actually, because after 4 years I've accumulated a lot of materials, and even if I need to, I can just easily go hunt for them, so it's not really necessary for me to go farm for them. And I haven't really used boss material. I haven't really farmed boss materials in a while except for Lanyan, but I've recently finished that, so I don't really need to go again. And same with Ascension materials, I still have some left over, but I'm just gonna keep them here. And you know that you've been playing this game long when you have a lot of these slivers for each of the elements. Like, I think the most is Electro, and I don't really need to improve any Electro. Same with talent books, I still have a lot, and I've been trying to find ways to get rid of them by triple crowning a lot of characters. So earlier this year I had about 20 crowns, but now I have 13. Same with weapons. I've been farming them a lot because I want to get my weapons past 80-90. So there have been a lot, but I've gotten rid of them because I've actually caught up to my quota. For food, I do have a lot. Most of these are like the signature dishes that we get from the characters on their birthdays. I still have a polearm billet and a sword billet and a polearm billet. I may use these in the future. I haven't been farming for rocks like these crystal chunks in a while, but I've been getting them through the expedition rewards, so when this gets full, I'll probably forge a lot of these. This I just use for my parametric transformer, but everything else I don't really hunt for anymore, like farm for anymore, and I only do it out of necessity. Here are my gadgets. These are all my pets and gadgets. These are my quest items. There are a lot that are not complete yet, but I do have a lot. As you can see, the torn pages and all these little quest items that I'm not done with. And then precious items. As you can see, I've celebrated 3 birthdays and the 4th birthday is coming up. And I have all the Oculuses from the region except for Natlan. I'm not done with that yet. And I still have 2 bear traps, hunting crabs. And then this is my teapot. There's a lot of furnishings. There's 1,214 out of 2,200. So there's a lot. So right now we're gonna look at my character builds. Again, I'm not an expert on character stats and stuff. I mainly look at guides, but sometimes I rely on what the game tells me to, but I always double check with other resources. I'll go over the characters that I've built instead of the ones I haven't, since most of them are at the end here. So let's start. So let's start with the first one, which is Zhongli. These are his stats. I have Staff of Homa, and I have him on a 4-piece tenacity set. His constellation is C2, and his talents are triple crowned. Arlecchino, these are her stats right now. She has the signature weapon. I have her on 2-piece Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy and Crimson Witch, but it's mostly because I can't get a full set of the fragment one. That's really good for her. She's at C4 again, and she's triple crowned. Kazuha! These are his stats right now. This is his weapon, and I have him on 4-piece VV. He is C6, and he is triple crowned. I have Bennett. He's on Favonius Sword, which is R5. He is on 4-piece Noblesse. He is C6, and his talents are 6, 9, 9. So Bennett's build is kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of things. So yeah, but I think he served me like pretty well so far. So I don't really see much issues, but if you guys want to help me build him, let me know. Here we have Jean. She's on Skyward Blade. She's on 4-piece VV. This is one of my really great circlets. Even though it's healing bonus, I think it's one of my best ones. So she is C6. And her talents are 9, 9, 9. And this is my Lanyan. She has the Skyward Atlas. She's on 4-piece BV. Her constellations are C3. And her talents are 6, 9, and 9. Up next is Xingqiu. His weapon is Sacrificial Sword at R5, and he's on a 4-piece emblem. He is at C6, and his talents are 9, 9, 9. Here is Kaming. He is on Redhorn Stone Thresher, R1. He is also on 4-piece Marechaussee. He is only C2, and his talents are 9, 9, 9. This is my Wriothesley build. He has signature weapon. He is on 2-piece Blizzard Strayer and 2-piece Marechaussee, but I'm still working on him. He's at C1, and he's triple crowned. Next is Shenhe. She has her signature weapon, and she is on 4-piece Shimenawa. She is at C1, and her talents are 6, 10, 9. Here's my ayato. And I have his signature weapon. His artifacts are 2-piece Heart of Death and 2-piece Gladiator's Finale. I want to get echoes for him, but I'm slowly working on that. Again, he's on C4, and his talents are triple crowned. This is my Yelan. Her attack is a bit low, but I mainly use her as a support. But this is her crit rate and crit damage, and her ER is over 180. She has Aqua, and she is on 4-piece Emblem. She is on C2, and her talents are 9, 10, 10. Kokomi! I don't really use Kokomi that much, but I am thinking of working on her. Her weapon is Everlasting Moonglow at R2. I actually did get her signature weapon. I do regret making it R2 because I could have given this to Baizhu, but oh well, what can you do? But this is her artifacts. Not very great, but I am working on her, so she is at C0, and her talents are 9, 9, 9. Up next is Kuki. Freedom Sworn. She is on 2-piece, but I hope to get a 4-piece of Gilded Dreams for her. Again, C6, and her talents are 6, 10, 9. After this is Xiao. He has exactly 1000 defense. I think that's one of the coolest things that I've done here. Primordial Jade Wing Spear. He is on 4-piece Gladiator. C2. And his talents are 9, 9, 9. Baizhu. So I actually was tempted to get him in the Chronicled Wish, but instead I got Shenhe C1, so I think that was the right choice. His weapon is Prototype Amber at R5, and his set is Deepwood Memories. Oh, I did actually get him. I did get him C1 actually. Oh, I lied. I forgot. But yeah, I did get C1 Shenhe and C1 Baizhu actually, from the remaining wishes. And his talents are 6, 9, 10. Neuvillette. He has a signature weapon. His artifacts are Marchese Hunter, 4-piece. This is C6. And he is triple crowned. Ayaka. I don't really use her much, but she is great in the overworld for exploration. She has the Mist Splitter, and she is on 4-piece Blizzard Strayer. She is at C2, and her talents are 9, 9, 9. Raiden. She has Engulfing Lightning, and these are her artifacts. I do want to improve on her build too, but right now I have her at C1. I got C1 I think after a couple years of having her at C0. But her talents are 9, 9, 10. We can look at Wanderer, I don't know. Yeah, I think I mostly focus on attack for him. He has Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds, and his set is 4-piece Shimanoa. He's at C2, and he's triple crowned. Venti, I really like Venti. He came back like a really long time after I started, but I do not regret pulling for him. His weapon is a Skyward Harp, and he has 4-piece VV. And he has C1, and his talents are 6, 9, 10. This is Cyno. He has a signature weapon, and he is on Gilded Dreams. He is on C1, and his talents are 9, 9, 10. And Miko, the one that I wish for that I thought I didn't like, but I actually do. She uses her signature weapon, and I actually, when she was on the banner with Kokomi, I did lose, that's why I have R2 of Kokomi's weapon, but I do have Kagura's. And she is on 4-piece Golden Troop. And she's on C2, and her talents are 6, 10, 9. I actually don't really use alhaitham unless it's for Spiral Abyss, but I think it's a pretty okay build that I have for him. He has his signature weapon, and he is on 4-piece Gilded. He is at C0, and he is triple crowned. This is Tighnari. I did wish for him when he first came out, and I also got his weapon. First try, and I'm so happy I did. Weapon, Hunter's Path, and he is on 4-piece Wanderers. He's at C6, mostly because I lost a lot of 50-50s to him, but I didn't mind. And his talents are 9, 9, 9. I do have dehya built. She uses Serpent Spine, and she is on 2-piece Golden Troop and 2-piece Marchese. And she is on C2, and her talents are 999. I do hope to build her up better, but this is what I have so far. Okay, Diluc. I never use him. I do have skin, but I never use him. I think his gameplay is kind of clunky, but I do have exactly 200 EM for him. But he's on Wolf's Gravestone R3, and he is on Crimson Witch of Flames 4-piece set. And I mostly put this on him because during the time I was pre-farming for Arlecchino, he's C2, and his talents are 999. Kachina is one of the newest characters. I have her on like a base build. It's not really like improved yet. She has the footprint of the rainbow weapon, and she's on Golden Troop and Obsidian Codex. I put her on Golden Troop first because that's what I had, but I'm starting to now farm the Natlan artifact domain. She is at C0 actually, because I got her for free, and her talents are 699. Lynette. The weapon she uses is Sacrificial Sword, and she is on 4-piece Marachase. She's a C6, and her talents are 699. Heizo! So I haven't really used him in like 2 years, but he was really fun. He has Solar Pearl, and he is on 2-piece VV, 2-piece Gladiator. He is C6, and his talents are 999. Okay, and lastly is Xiangling. I think she is the only last character that I haven't used that I fully built. Everyone else is kind of like in shambles. She's on Dragon's Bane, although I don't know why. This is not fully built, but she is on Emblem. I just think that this is not a really good build. She's C6, and she is 699. Everyone else is like pretty bare bones, as you can see. Like, I don't even have artifacts on Amber. Barbara doesn't have anything. Kirara has Deepwood, but I haven't improved anything. Like, I haven't leveled the artifacts up. Okay, that was a very long tour, but I hope you enjoyed it. I've been playing this game for 1,000+ days, and I think I've been doing it probably every day. Though there are times that I get burnt out, I try to just use my resin and then log off quickly instead of exploring. But overall, this game has provided me a lot of comfort in its early days. Even though I'm getting a little tired of it, I do really enjoy playing with my characters. So, I don't know, I just really like Genshin. It's been fun. And if you've watched the whole tour, I really appreciate it. If you want me to dive more into details on anything, let me know. But I just want to say thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!